We've seen medical cannabis make headlines in recent months. Now that's because policymakers are slowly opening up towards its use as an alternative treatment for various illnesses. But why medical cannabis? What sort of health benefits does it have that normal prescription drugs do not? To start off, the terms cannabis, marijuana, and hemp are often used interchangeably. An expert at the National Poison Center says this has contributed to misunderstandings on the topic.
So if you want to kind of imagine it, cannabis is at the top and it's divided into two, which are hemp and marijuana, right? So the two important cannabinoids are natural compounds produced by the plants, are actually two: THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, and CBD, cannabidiol. Now, THC is very much well known for its psychoactive compound, right? It's mind-altering, it causes euphoria, it is usually connected to the high feeling that you usually associate with ganja or marijuana, all right? So you have THC. Now, CBD does not have the psychoactive properties, and it has a lot of therapeutic potential. So that is what people are usually focused on when they talk about medical cannabis. Now, hemp has less than 0.3% of THC, meaning it has rather negligible psychoactive properties. So no matter how much you smoke hemp, you don't get high.
Malaysia's Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 doesn't make the distinction between hemp and marijuana either, only using the term cannabis. Possession of more than 200 grams of cannabis is presumed to be trafficking, which carries a mandatory death sentence.
So I believe that people should be made aware, the public, the politicians, the policymakers, they should be aware of this distinction between this type of plants. So once they understand, then perhaps they would be less inclined to have a certain stigma or taboo when we talk about hemp or marijuana or ganja or pot or weed, right? And once you start to understand the distinction, then you will know that hemp still requires research. Of course, it's understandable. You don't just make the leap to just legalize medical cannabis. We need to understand about hemp or medical cannabis.
According to Azalia, medical cannabis has shown to have some therapeutic effects which conventional medicine cannot provide. There's the case of Charlotte Figi, whose use of CBD oil to treat her rare form of epilepsy reduced the frequency of her seizures from 300 a week to once a month. Her experience popularized CBD use in the United States. A study by the University of Michigan found that in comparison to pharmaceutical drugs, medical cannabis users rated cannabis better on effectiveness, side effects, safety, availability, and cost. Over 40 countries have legalized medical cannabis, including Sri Lanka and Thailand. In Malaysia, a framework will soon be announced to enable the registration of CBD products by 2023. This will open up doors for CBD product research and exploration, and maybe even expansion.
So when it talks about cannabis, I do believe that it is equally important for us to understand it. We have heard various anecdotal reports, testimonial, people talking about their own experiences, and they have been good, sure, but I still believe that it requires rigorous research. We need comprehensive safety and efficacy data. If you have the opportunity to save lives, to cure diseases, then why aren't we taking up the opportunity? Right? If you can, there are a lot of untold cases in Malaysia. You don't even have to go far of people resorting to illegal cannabis for their family members or even for themselves. The thing with cannabis is we shouldn't hold back on the possibility of research, and it could be a game changer and a lifesaver.